Hello everyone, just gonna talk about the storm once again. I'm gonna be doing a few videos. The first one is gonna focus mainly on current conditions and the mechanics of the storm. The next video will focus on impacts throughout on the entire eastern seaboard and the Midwest. And the third video will focus on just Long Island and New York City. So currently this is what the radar looks like. You have some snow back here across Oklahoma, Kansas, and northern Texas. And then you got some more snow, southern Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, northern Missouri. That's associated with the Arctic cold front that has moved through now. It's moved through Long Island and New York City and is continuing to move south. And then it's coming back along like that. Okay? So that's why there's snow on the back of it, because you have the Arctic air that's following it. And then out ahead of it you have rain and a rain and snow mix. You have a little bit of freezing rain here across Arkansas, northwestern Tennessee, southern Kentucky, and eastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas. So that's where the transition zone kind of is right now over to snow. Washington, D.C., you're seeing some rain and some snow starting to develop over southeastern Pennsylvania as that Arctic front moves on through. It's now south of Long Island and New York City. Okay, so that's your current conditions. Alright. Now, once again, the forecast has changed, and let's explain why. To do that, we're going to go to our GFS over here. So, and I also just want to reiterate that, well, not reiterate because I haven't brought it up yet, but the low pressure system isn't really, like, the forecast from yesterday is on track. Like, the low pressure system is going to be taking the exact same path. However, there's something else that's going to be causing it to, the snowfall amounts are going to be a little bit lower. So the low is taking the same track, but the storm is going to be weaker. And I'll explain why as soon as this page decides to load. There we go. Wow, usually the laptop isn't this slow. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. Almost there. Alright, there we go. Hold on. Still having some trouble. Experiencing some technical difficulties here. Alright, let's move along here. So, our wind map is the most important thing. Now, another thing I want to talk about quick. One of the reasons, again, that this is your Pacific Ocean disturbance right here. This is going to be further south because your Arctic front, which I'll show you in a little while on NOAA's forecast map, is going to be stalling further south. It's probably going to be stalling around there, your Arctic front. So when this comes over here, this low pressure is going to be forced to move up like that. It's originally, 2 days ago, the Arctic front was forecasted to stall here, and your low pressure would come here and move up and, bash New England with a big snowstorm. But now, your Arctic front is going to be down here, and that's why it's going to go further south. That's one of the reasons. Your other reason, you have a disturbance up here in the northern jet stream that's associated with that low pressure. It's associated with that low pressure that brought the cold front through. So this disturbance up here is going to guide your Pacific disturbance. Alright, that's way too far. Hold on, we were over here. Okay, so watch. Now you kind of see, if you go from frame to frame, starting here, watch how the northern disturbance just continues to push southward and eastward. Watch, you see? Alright, now this disturbance, after the cold front moves through, which it already did pretty much, behind it is dry Arctic air. Okay? That cold air mass is pushing down on the Pacific Ocean storm. the storm that came from the Pacific. This is cold air mass behind this disturbance here. This disturbance is pushing down on this, and it's kind of, giving it a lot of difficulty because this disturbance is trying to blossom. It's trying to blossom to that big storm that's going to bring heavy snow, but this northern branch here is actually inhibiting it from doing that for two reasons. One, it's pushing down south on it. This is a lot further south than this was supposed to be a couple days ago. Number two, you have the warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf, but then you have cold, dry air over here that's also trying to move south. So it has to, the snow's going to try to develop over here, but it has to fight the dry Arctic air that's coming in. So that's another reason that there's going to be the swath of heavy snow is going to be a lot narrower now, very narrow. Philly's only going to get probably 5 or 6 inches now, rather than 8 to 10. And we'll get to that in a minute, but that's the reason why this is, number one, going to be further south. Number two, it's going to be weaker. Alright, there you go. So there's your explanation. This storm is going to be weaker because of your northern branch coming further south and east, your cold front being further south, and the fact that it has to fight dry Arctic air coming down from the north. There you go. Those are your 3 reasons. Now, let's talk about the track of the low pressure systems. Alright, so if you come to your low pressure map, by the way, I apologize if this is a little blurry. I hope you guys can see it. If you can't, then, I'm explaining everything in my voice, basically, I'm just explaining everything, so I hope that's good enough. But I'm hoping it's not blurry, because I was holding the phone on an angle in one of my videos yesterday. But, anyway, so as I said yesterday, there's going to be a secondary low forming. This is that secondary low. That's going to move east, south of Long Island, past the Delmarva. It's going to be passing right along the Delmarva there. That's going to bring southern New England its burst of light snow, maybe moderate snow. And then your secondary low is going to pass south of there and bring this area the heavy snow and some ice as well. That's too far. Alright, there we go. So there, your secondary. Alright, so we were here. Okay, secondary low is passing south of Long Island, east of the Delmarva, and then it continues to move away. Your secondary low is there, and that's going to move east. And the European is pretty much keen on that as well. So both models have it passing just off the Carolina coast. So your heavier snow is going to be in here, and then your lighter snow is going to be up here associated with that first low that's going to form. So that's the setup. Okay? And let's look at what the GFS is predicting for precipitation. Okay, so again, I hope you guys can see this. Here we are. Alright, now watch. So there it is. That's associated with the secondary low for Long Island, New York City, southern New England. That snow you're getting is associated with this secondary low. And then back west, all that heavier snow is associated with the main storm. And again, there's going to be snow trying to form up here associated with the main low, but you have that cold Arctic air coming down. So that's not going to happen. And as you see, most of the heavy snow stays to the south of Long Island and New York City. And southern New England gets spared from a big snowstorm, but the mid-Atlantic is getting crocked. Okay, so that's your setup. In the next video, we'll talk about impacts.